Welcome into Seattle Seahawks Today. I am Tom Downey. With the NFL Combine finally here, the NFL offseason is about to truly get underway with free agency, trades, roster moves, etc. If you're excited for the Seahawks to start doing things, then type me in the comment section right now. Seattle Seahawks Today is presented by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping on all the new Manscaped products, including, look at this little stuff right here, the Ultra Premium Collection. Isn't that a fun little graphic right there? 20% off and free shipping when you use promo code Seahawks at manscaped.com. I'll tell you more about them and the Ultra Premium Collection later on in today's show. We begin, though, with Russell Wilson and the situation, the updates on the Seahawks QB. Both Wilson and Pete Carroll have spoken about the future of the franchise QB in Seattle. Now, Carroll says the team doesn't want to trade him. They're not going to shop him. Russell Wilson says he's happy in Seattle. That'll end the conversation, right? No, we know better than that by now. First, what Russ had to say. Quote, I love the East Coast. He was asked about going to the West Coast or going to the East Coast to play football like the Washington Commanders and maybe Philadelphia, New York, etc. He said, I love the East Coast, but I think the West Coast is better for me right now. I got my whole family over here. I'm from Richmond, and I know what you mean. I got people hitting me up every day. Seattle is the place that I'm at right now, and I love it. It's great, man. This has been, I think, the most pro-Seahawks statement yet out of Russell Wilson. The problem that some will latch on to is the right now part. And depending on how much of the work you want right now to do, it makes it seem like, oh, we're just talking short term. This can all go away, truly, if Russell Wilson and Seattle get a long-term deal done. That will end any possibility of a trade, which is what at least Seattle should desperately want to do. In the end, it is simple. If Russell Wilson wants to stay, he stays in Seattle, which I think is the best case outcome for this organization. I don't believe they're that far away from being competitive, from being contenders. So as long as Russell Wilson wants to be there, you should pay him. Because what's your game plan? Draft a QB? He could be anything. He could even be Russell Wilson. So as a democracy here on Seattle Seahawks Today, we'll leave this up to you guys. Do you want Russell Wilson to stay in Seattle? You've got two votes. Two-party system here. Type in Y for yes, H for hell yes. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Here's what Pete Carroll had to say now. He said there's no intention of trading Russell Wilson. And in classic coach speak, there was kind of the got to figure stuff out, but that was the main takeaway from there, which I believe. I don't think Seattle wants to trade away Russ unless he wants out. Here's what Carroll said at the Combine today. Quote, at this time of the year, there's conversations about everybody. We're talking about everybody. And that's commonplace for us to have conversations with teams about all the players, particularly marquee players. And that's not changed. It's been the same every year we've been here. So it's the same as it's been. We have no intention of making any move there. But the conversations, John has to field those. He always has, but nothing specific to that, which is coach speak for saying the phrases, we'll listen to anybody. You always have conversations. There are a lot more conversations about various players that go down than actually get reported because most of them are, no, that's not even close to what we want. We know that the Seahawks listening to calls on Russell Wilson. Last year, the Bears made a big-time offer. They said no, and they'll say no again this year unless Russell Wilson, their franchise QB, says to them, I want out. There's no reason for Seattle really whatsoever to consider moving on from Wilson. He has been awesome in his NFL career. A down year, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions is still better than what most QBs or teams could hope for out of their QB when you factor in the time missed. March Madness is here, and not everyone can have the perfect bracket, but you can have the perfect set of balls for tournament season with the sponsor of today's show, Manscaped. Get the Lawnmower 4.0 or the Ultra Premium Collection, or the Ultra Premium Collection. Body wash, shampoo and conditioner, 2-in-1 by the way, body spray, deodorant, lip balm, 20% off and free shipping on the Ultra Premium Collection. the Lawnmower 4.0, the Performance Package, all of it when you use promo code Seahawks at manscaped.com. That link and the promo code will be in the comment section and in the description of today's video. Let's go to Bobby Wagner. The conversations around Russell Wilson dominate the offensive side. Wagner on the defensive side. Now, Carroll said he wants Wagner to return, and he also didn't 100% commit to it, so it's kind of the Schrodinger's comment. You can read it however way you want to. Wagner's contract is prohibitive, $20.35 million cap hit. You don't want to pay any linebacker, especially an off-ball one, that amount of money on your salary cap for 1 year. An extension would bring that number down significantly. Here's what Pete Carroll had to say. Quote, well, we expect to play with Bobby. We love playing with Bobby. He's been a great player, another great season. And then he continued, at this time of the year, there's a lot of guys that are in a position where, we've got to figure out where everybody fits together. And Bobby's been such a steady part of it, we'd love to be able to play with him. So we will work towards that. If we can do it, we will do it. So, we kind of went from we expect to play with Bobby to we're going to try to play with Bobby Wagner. I think an extension makes the most sense for all parties involved. I will say, maybe Wagner has begun to slow down. He's still great, though. I don't think Bobby Wagner's a bad football player. Is he the best linebacker in the NFL anymore? No, that's probably asking a bit too much. But you don't have to pay him, I think, the same amount of money that he was making last year. I think you could bring that figure down a little bit with an extension. And who else do you have at linebacker? I like Jordan Brooks. I want to see more in coverage here, but Ben Burke-Irvin, Cody Barton, Tanner Muse going to be no, I don't think you have enough at linebacker. So, yes, you could cut Wagner, save a bunch of money. You're now opening up a massive need on your roster. And as they move to the 3-4 scheme, yes, Bobby Wagner fits that just fine. So what would you guys do with Wagner? I'll give you 3 options here. K for keep, C for cut, or T for trade. Let me know in the comments right now. If you are not subscribed, let's get that change, Seahawks fans. We've got 2,400, 24,000, 1,400. There we go, close enough. 25K is the goal. We are just barely over 80 away from 24.5K. So if you haven't already, join us for free Seahawks videos every single day with whatever's going on, news, rumors, and as things begin to happen finally in the offseason, we'll break that down as well. Free agency rumor time. How about Allen Robinson to Seattle? Now, he's set to hit free agency this year. The Bears are not going to franchise tag him like they did last year, so he will be available. And coming off a down year, he could be more affordable than what he was going to be last year. Sports Illustrated, over now the Maven, whatever it is, they suggested that Allen Robinson should be among their top targets, which I don't know if I'm fully on board with that one. He is coming off the down year, but even if you factor in the 2020-2019 campaigns, where he was well over 1,000 yards and a bunch of touchdowns amid not great QB play, he's a good football player. This is not an anti-Allen Robinson statement. My question mark, though, is does he really fit what they need? Here's what Seahawks Maven wrote. In Seattle, Robinson would open the field for Wilson. His 6'3" frame, which Seattle's other receivers in Eskridge and Swain lack, will also alleviate many of the issues Wilson had against 2 high safeties in 2020 and 2021. That's not right for me. And I don't think that adding size fixes your issues against 2 high coverage. Yes, it allows you to just heave it up there, do jump balls. The issue is that you've got guys back deep. You're not getting single coverage on the outside. There's always going to be help on the outside. Size does not fix your issue. Taking the underneath stuff successfully and running the football successfully or attacking the middle of the field against if it's more cover 2 than it is 2-man high. That's how you beat 2 high coverage. Just throwing it up high to tall guys isn't really the best offense. That's just adding a jump ball factor, which is fine, but it's going to be more double covered than that. Here's what else they wrote. Seattle has to be aggressive with its larger than usual cap space in 2022. At the very least, it should be in talks with Robinson's camp this spring. Look, if you want to call and see what the cost is, Sure, if he's cheap, I'm down. And I agree, Seattle should be aggressive. I want them to spend money. I don't think that another big body on the outside is going to fix your issues. If you've had vertical threats, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett can win downfield. It's not a matter of the size. It's a matter of maximizing your offense. And I actually like the idea of utilizing Eskridge more on underneath stuff. Get the yak going. When you got too high coverage, the boxes are lighter. There's less in the middle of the field. You got to take advantage of the short stuff. You got to be able to run the football if the boxes present itself as such. I would throw money on the offensive line. That'll help fix your too high issues, because the goal of when you got too high, take the short stuff, run the football, or get the safety back in the box, and that will then open up again the vertical passing game. So if Robinson's cheap, sure. I don't think receiver should be the top focus for Seattle, unless we're all out on Eskridge. I'm not at this point. So would you sign another receiver at the right cost? Of course. That's what any organization would tell you. Big time money? I'm not so sure. Type 1 for yes, or type in 0 for no if you want to add another receiver this offseason.